Hey viewers, just want to show you something real quick. This is one of the heads. I don't know, in the previous one I told you that these two are for the gas, and this one is for this is for the gas and this is for the fuel. So anyway, I don't remember if that's what I said, but this is for the burn gas coming out obviously from here going to the exhaust. You can see there are three of them. Each one of them goes to a separate outlet that goes into the exhaust manifold. These two are for the fuel coming in from the injectors that will have the intake manifold sitting on top of it. But anyway, what I wanted to show you in this video is how important it is to clean everything before you put the head back. The gasket going to sit on top of it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit, like a really thin film of what you call it, silicone, just a little bit. You're barely gonna see it. I'm just gonna put it on my finger a little bit and go around, so it just give it an extra seal when the head gasket sits on top of it. I think when you do, based on the book from Mercedes, you gotta put it only on one side, if I'm not mistaken. Some people don't put it at all. I put on both sides when I move the heads. Just makes me feel more comfortable to know that I don't have to do the job again if there is an air leak or something. But you got to know exactly what you're doing when you do that, because if you take the silicone and you start to put it all around, then you smoosh the head on top of the block, then silicone gets into all kind of different places and can cause more trouble than be any good. So I think the recommendation is to put only 0.08 millimeters of silicone on the block side. But I'm going to do it anyway on both sides. But what I want to show you in this video is the heads, the valves themselves, with the usage of fuel, especially cheap fuel. If you use a more expensive fuel, you might get away with that, or the damage not going to be as bad. But when you use cheap fuel, a lot of the cheap fuel components they don't burn, and when they burn, they turn into goo and start to build up inside the valves, and they clogging the valve. And what it does, it's basically creating a little separation between the valve and the head itself, where compression can run out. So what it makes at the end of the day, what happens is you use more fuel to create more torque in the motor, versus using a good fuel. So whoever owned this car before probably just didn't use a very good fuel, and I could see it all around. Like everywhere I opened the motor, I saw that the gunk from the fuel was clogging everything. I'm not sure if it came from the oil leak that got somehow into the head and just polluted everything, or just from a cheap fuel. But what I did, I took the seafoam, and seafoam is a very good cleaner. Some people, different people use different materials, and you can use whatever you like to use as a degreaser or a gunk remover. You can take the head itself to a machine shop if you got extra dollars and you want to do the job with no risk at all. You can replace the valves if you want to replace the valve. I took the seafoam, clean everything. Everything comes really good out. After that, I'm going to dry everything, make sure I don't have any seafoam, because if I do have seafoam on top of that, the silicone not going to be able to sit on that very good, and it's going to create bubbles inside as the silicone dries out, and then it's going to destroy my work. But anyway, seafoam, clean everything real good. I cleaned both sides. Let me see if I can look at the other side from here. Alright, this is the other side. Let's lower that. Oh. Okay, well, that's where the fuel comes in from the intake manifold, or infill manitake. But it comes in from here with the fuel, the air and the fuel, the spritzen, what do you call them, the injectors, shooting the fuel inside. The air comes, it mixes in, goes inside the combustion chamber. Let me show you the combustion chamber. It's what you call the pistons. It goes inside here. This one goes in and suck the fuel inside, then it goes up. All three valves locking in and closing that. The piston goes up create a combustion. It just compress the fuel, and then the spark ignite that, and poof, shooting that one backward. When this one goes backward, another one or two or three goes up, and then when they go up, two here goes down, and that's how the motor works. And it spins the crankshaft. This is the crankshaft right there, and what it does, it just goes up and down, up and down, up and down, and here it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, and while it goes up and down, there is the crankshaft that will turn the straight line into a circular motion that eventually will go into the transmission and spin the transmission through the torque converter, but I'm not going to get to that. That's for a different video. But anyway, this is what people refer to as the combustion chamber. This is the chamber. This inside are the pistons, and the piston goes up and down, move inside here. When they go down, they suck in fuel. The first time they go up, they compress the fuel. The third time they go down is after the fuel is ignited from the sparks and creating the explosion. So basically that was just to kind of like help you understand how the motor works, and show you what the seafoam do. By the way, that's actually why I made the movie video, is just to show you what the seafoam do. But this one was so dirty, the gunk was full, and I put the seafoam on top of it, cleaned it, and you can almost see that it looks like brand new. Still, there is buildup of 125,000 miles, so it's going to be more than that to take it out. But that's satisfactory, basically. That's enough for this kind of a job. I'm not rebuilding a new motor, I'm just fixing the motor. But that's almost as good as new. All that gunk comes out. Now, if you ever use seafoam in your fuel, make sure you use the right ratio of seafoam to fuel, but you see the action of what it does. It's really good stuff. If you use it concentrated, you'll take everything apart. You'll clean any gunk, any oil, any debris from fuel. Alright, so that was just to kind of recap everything, give you show you what where I'm standing with the rebuild. I'm going to start and put the heads back. In the previous video from about an hour ago, I said I'm gonna put the heads back. I still didn't have a chance to put them back in. I cleaned everything. Everything is much cleaner right now. I'm ready to put the silicone, the gaskets, lift up the heads and lock them in. So next video, the head's going to be in already. One on this side, one on the other side. Okay, thank you. If you have any questions, comments or anything, you know, right there down, write me a comment and I'll respond as fast as I can. Good luck.